Maybe Emotion can make it happen, but based on the data, based on the math, this should be a victory for Rogue. Again, let us know what you think. Yeah, let us know what you think. Use the hashtag RLCS on Twitter and get involved in the Twitch chat. But it's time to start with the first match of League play for RLCS Season 4. It's a best of 5 between Emotion and Rogue. With the commentaries, Wave, Punk, and Lawler. Take it away, guys.
Boy, oh boy, League play for North America starting today, Lawler, and we're going to start with Rogue, an old face, and Emotion, a new face. How you feeling right now?
Feeling fantastic. Really happy to be back. Obviously, we got a lot of energy coming in from last week, especially for Emotion for their clutch win over Fibian. Like, I'm excited to get this going. I want to see how these teams really develop over the season. What better way to start it off?
Yeah, for sure. Emotion, we get to talk to Tyler on overtime this past week, and they didn't expect to make it here. As you heard them referring to it on the desk, they were thinking they were going to split up the team and everything. They're like, let's give it one last shot. They make it in, and now just taking it game by game. That was how they managed to win, and they're going to keep that approach going here during League play. Now, Rogue, James Pop brought it up on the desk, the fact that they have expectations on them. They've never done well when they have a lot of expected out of them. Now, can Insolences change that up? We're going to find out.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting situation. He also mentioned about how this team on Emotion throws caution to the wind, and that's really scary. We see so many teams that rely, and you saw it in Set Destroy, how we've been comparing them, is they play really defensive, they sit back, and they wait for it to happen. But this Emotion team plays the complete opposite. They have a very twos mentality with Seabass and Ty. With, okay, this duo is going to move up. We're not going to care about how we get punished. There's no like situation where we're going to worry about it. We're just going to really aggressive play style. And it works out because most teams are like, why don't you care about the mistakes that could happen? Why, like, why is that not in your head? And it's dangerous.
Yeah, we talked a lot about, you know, underdogs and how sometimes while they are the underdog and Rogue is the favorite here, the underdog has this mental advantage. They have the fact that no pressure is on them so they can just play Rocket League. And we'll get to see how they perform as we get into the first match of the day. It's going to be Rogue in the blue with Emotion in the orange. Can't wait to see how this match evolves. Best of 5s here in League play. And we will get the Rocket League Championship Series for North America underway. Insolence is a nice long shot down the field. Ty can't get back in time. It looks like he might have even helped it into the goal, and Rogue will score first.
Yeah, unfortunately for these guys to commit to that play, Seabass played it up on the wall as Illusion was close behind him. Trying to get a quick touch afterwards, but Insolence is just in the right position at the right time. Sitting patiently, a long clear on net. Does get a little bit of help, but that was placed well on top left.
Yeah, Insolence is getting the first goal of League play for North America here. Immediately showing his worth on this Rogue roster. And Matt will look for Sizz on the wall. Insolence is in the midfield, goes airborne to put it back into the corner. We'll continue to follow this along. And it'll be Ty now out of the corner. Illusion sitting in net. He gets it past Matt. Nobody's in goal. If Seabass can take a shot towards it, it's Insolence who puts it high, but Illusion's still there. The clear is not solid. It's back into the box, and there's Ty to put more pressure on. Blocked again by Insolences. Seabass now up the wall, past Matt again, looking for Sizz. He tried to get the bump, but Sizz will get the clear. Insolences, before being demoed, will be able to get it downfield. Sizz takes the shot, and Seabass gets the save. Back and forth, both teams playing aggressive.
Something we saw when they had Turtle was their full field play. Their passes infield have always been spot on. The way they transition downfield is something that you cannot ignore as another one gets put on net.
Insolences is there, but Ty with the block. He'll send it away, and Rogue holds on to the 1-goal lead. Illusion past Matt and past Sizz. It's just Insolences in the back, but the space was given, and Insolences will be able to move it up to midfield. Ty toward the back. Matt to Sizz, downfield through the air and into the box of Emotion. Now Insolences across the field to an empty corner. Matt will pick it up first to go for the back pass. Illusion now towards the box. Ty hangs on the far wall, looking for the clears, but doesn't get the read. Seabass in to cover him, takes a shot towards the net, it's wide, and Insolences will follow this one around. 50-50 goes in Emotion's favor, and it's back into the box. And Ty will be able to pass out to Illusion. Into the corner once more, 3:18 left to go, still the 1-0 lead for Rogue, but Emotion knocking on the door. All the way down the field, Illusion to Seabass in the corner. Carry this one high. Just continues to carry this one along all the way. Are you kidding me? They had a goalie right there. I don't think anybody expected this aggression from Seabass as he ties the game.
For Seabass to be able to bring this all the way down the field on his own, and look at that touch, able to swing it upside down and then jump back into it, using that tip of his car to put a little bit more power. But still, like you said, someone in net, he needs to get up and save that. Why is nobody challenging him?
I was impressed at how he was able to herd Insolences into the corner, but then to take the final shot too. Ty gets it on a missed touch from Rogue, and just like that, Emotion has the lead.
Mistakes again coming out. Those kickoff goals. You see Insel trying to rotate through, and he overjumps it. Does not get there in time. It sneaks past, and then a shot on net. Emotion up on 1.
Oh, up by 1 with 2:59 left to go. And as far as the 50-50 game, the one-on-one touching battle here, been seeing Emotion going toe-to-toe here with Rogue, if not winning the 50-50 game. Matt will look to carry this one, see if he can drop it in by himself across the box, but it's too far. Insolences and Sizz up together. Sizz will back off and allow Insolences to make the solo plays, but Seabass over the top of Matt. Now Insolences low on boost in the back. Now let Sizz move it up. Matt towards the box. Can Sizz finish this off? It'll be Tyler that clears it away. And now Insolences to wrap it around. Illusion into the corner. He's got 2 teammates in the back. And it was Ty who was the star player for Emotion in the play-in, but Seabass just gets himself a savior medal and also got the solo goal that really lit things up for Emotion here. All the players on Emotion showing that they can contribute when needed here. Now across the mat. Matt is right there. Ty was unable to get up in time, and we'll see Rogue tie the game.
Really well controlled by Insel down on the corner there, just taking his time. He jumps up to the wall, and Matt just staying patient in the front of the net. Doesn't need to move anywhere, just being in that right place at the right time. Something this team is very good at doing.
Yeah, Insel just putting it into the corner was pretty conventional, but then able to get it past the 2 defenders on the wall, making them both miss. And that'll give Rogue a tie ball game here in game number 1. Insolences now past Ty. It's just Illusion in the back. And Insolences takes a shot. Illusion will send it to the corner. Ty looking for the transition out across midfield. Sizz pops it, but it doesn't go much further than mid. And Illusion following in. Seabass now with more pressure. Illusion will be looking for goalies. He gets a bump on Matt. Seabass does in the air after getting a touch. And everybody's a bit amuck in the midfield. Illusion now down. Ty will put it back into the corner, trying to bait out a goalie. He pulls out Sizz, but Sizz maintains ball possession. Nice dribble past Seabass into the back, looking for Ty in net, doesn't find him. Seabass lurks in goal now. Sizz will be looking to pass to Insolences. They find the connection. Seabass was not able to get a wheel on it. They were not able to take the shot on net with 1 minute remaining here in game number 1. It's all tied up at 2 apiece.
Big difference between these two as well for Rogue is the way they're maintaining that possession of the ball. They're not afraid to pass it back towards their side as a shot slammed in by Insel.
A beautiful setup here by Sizz. Just watch him dribble past 1, and then he gets it past Illusion as well, and then it's just an open net, easy shot for Insolences. He'll put that in, and Rogue's got the lead.
Illusion needs to realize as well, he's got teammates behind him. He needs to challenge that, allowing the space of that. You saw Sizz, he went down run, and then he just took his time. Instead of going straight to the wall, he delayed it a little bit, moved up, and then they get a goal out of it.
Matt able to win the kickoff pretty handily, but gets demolished by Illusion. Now Insolences in with the fake, and will move it into the corner. Seabass up. Insolences still in the midfield as Ty puts it back down. Sizz in the back will be able to move into the air, but it's passed now and into the corner. Only Matt, he gets a clear. Aggressive position from Emotion, 24 seconds remaining, down by 1 in game number 1. They'll need to continue to pressure here, sending the house in the blue. They've got just Sizz in the back on 2v1. Illusion decides to put it to the side. He and Seabass kind of on top of each other, Ty in the midfield if they could just get it through this defense. But the defensive rotations from Rogue right now on point as Insolences gets that clear downfield. Matt will look for Sizz in the mid. He'll just fake it out. He'll let it roll over to the side. It'll touch, and Rogue gets game number 1.
Couple mistakes could have been punished there. You saw Sizz where he made that touch and went straight up. Luckily for him, nobody on this Emotion team was ready to make that play, and then he actually made another pass back outside immediately after. So good recovery, but still one of those situations. Emotion pretty toe-to-toe with this team so far.
Absolutely. Emotion looking like a team that's supposed to be here. Had the lead at one point in that game. Actually, I think did they score first here? No, I believe it was no. The very beginning was Insolences scoring, but then they tied up the game. Then Seabass was able to give them the lead, and it was Rogue that had to fight from behind for most of that game, finally getting it and pulling out the win here in game number 1. But game number 2, anything can happen here as Emotion's looking like they want to play.
Yeah, it's the beauty of it. Emotion has a chance to really prove themselves here, and they're doing just that. They're bringing the game to this team of Rogue, and that's something that Rogue's always had had a problem with, is when they are put under pressure, they do start to crumble. They make mistakes, and you're seeing that already. Now it's just a matter of taking those opportunities and making something out of it.
I felt like there was a few times we saw Emotion moving the ball downfield and then sending it to the corner, not being confident in their ability to take a shot immediately. And I think, honestly, Emotion at this point should be trusting themselves. They should be confident in themselves. The 50-50 game, we mentioned halfway through the game, was being won mostly by Emotion. It felt like when they were going up head-to-head with a player, they were able to maintain ball control more often than not. And when you're able to really take it in a one-to-one mechanical setting like that, you can create shot opportunities over and over again. That play by Seabass was beautiful. I'd love to see them trying a bit, just being a bit more confident in their shots and just taking shots straight on net.
Yeah, it's been interesting as well because Rogue's been going for a really direct approach. You saw it multiple times where Matt was just putting a shot on net immediately, but as soon as they started to develop those pass plays a little bit, it then forced somebody out of net and they were able to get something out of it. That's how they scored a majority of their goals. This Insult again there for the goal.
Insult will pick up the pass from Matt, but it was this miss by Illusion that enabled him on the wall. Does not get the clear in the corner, and Insolences is right there, finding him the spot right between the rotation. 2 games in a row now, Insult scored first blood. 4:53 left to go. Only took him 7 seconds here in game 2. The kickoff again won by Rogue. Kickoff games in general being won out by Rogue right now. Insolent with another shot, but Seabass and Ty were in net this time, and Illusion will pick up ball control. He'll loft it for Ty into the corner. 2-player movement. Now Sizz with the touch up high. Insult to the corner, Ty's back. He'll pop it out. He'll follow it himself. That was 3 players from Rogue, but Insult moves into the back, and Matt, what angle is this? It didn't even look like a shot from the auto cam, but we'll have to watch the replay. Rolls it up and follows it himself.
Surprised that works out, too. Like you said, all 3 players were committed to that one in that area, but Matt was the one that won the 50-50. It pinched to the wall to him, and he just carried his momentum, went up with it, put a beautiful shot on net.
And now the 2-goal lead for Rogue, the largest lead we've seen in the series. Seabass comes off the wall and misses, but Illusion will put it to the side, and then wins the 50-50 with Matt. Again, the 1v1 skills, the 1v1 situations, Emotion having a good time, but needing to find a way to capitalize on that control. Especially the pass game, as you've mentioned a few times, really paying out for Rogue. Seabass takes a shot downfield, but slow, and from that angle will be easily defended. Ty will try to keep it in the blue, and now Sizz looking for Insolences. Seabass and Illusion on the corner in the back. And it's just Ty lurking in goal and wanting to move out, but neither of his teammates are rotating. Finally, they'll fall back and they'll be able to get a clear. And so we'll just keep the pressure on. Slow play from Insoles, forcing the false movement from Emotion. Will keep ball control in Rogue's favor. Sizz on the wall again, just trying to bait players up. Gets it past Seabass, but Ty patiently waits it out. Now 2 players in the corner again, open net. Matt takes the shot, but Ty gets there from the corner. What a recovery, keeping us at a 2-goal game.
Rogue is challenging that ball so fast. You saw 2 players in that corner already up in the air, and Insult flying across to get to it first. This team of Emotion gonna put one on. Oh, Seabass with the goal.
Oh my goodness, watch Matt here outplay 2 players and then get dunked. He bumps one, plays it away from Illusion, but Seabass, after getting bumped, says, I'll just take a shot outright. Sizz isn't ready for it, and it's a 1-goal game.
Good awareness by Seabass to challenge that again. Most times you want to rotate out for boost. He's aware he's able to make that touch first, puts a shot on net, gets a little bit of help from Rogue, but still, good job coming out from this Emotion team to keep them within 1.
Illusion gets the clear off to the side and then follows it, but it misses on the wall. Ty in the corner here. Oh, can they get this through? Matt's there, but Illusion zones him out, sends it away. Sloppy defense from Emotion, but they remain, they keep it clean, and there's only a 1-goal difference between the 2 teams. Ty over the top of Matt. Seabass up in a linebacker position, looking for the boost starve. There's one pass. Ty with space will be able to get it over to Seabass off the touch from Sizz. Now Seabass following this one. Looking to set up Ty. Illusion will keep the pressure on. And he's waiting, he's watching. Illusion hanging up a lot more than I expected him to here. I expected him to fall back and allow Ty to move up. And that's going to give Matt ball control here. Insolences with the shot, Seabass with a block, but Sizz in. 2 players committing on the defense. It's a 2-goal game again.
It's exactly that. 2 players committing on this save. A pass over to Matt was actually pretty soft. Could have been challenged possibly. but they stay patient, they wait in net, and the shot's directly at the net. But if that's the situation, someone needs to be near post or far post, or one needs to be further back. They need to have a system to allow one person to challenge, so in case it does not work in their favor, there's another player to follow up.
Well, and even earlier than that on the offensive rotation, Aleutian hanging up and not allowing Ty to move upwards. Ty was expecting him to fall back, and so he was kind of caught in no man's land, had to fall back, and the defensive rotation was just a muck as Matt moved it down the field, and Rogue's able to punish. Now a 2-goal game with 2 minutes left. Rogue won game number 1. You know Emotion would like to tie it up here. They've got to score 2 more just to get the tie game. Some confusion on the offense again. Seabass able to get a nice touch in the air to move it down and create an opportunity, but Aleutian misses. Now Ty into the midfield. Sizz up high. Seabass on the wall to clear it away. Aleutian looks for the touch in mid, but loses the 50-50. Seabass now to set it up. Ty to follow through. The 50-50 going more or less in Emotion's favor again, but there's no follow-up as it pitches all the way to the far side. Seabass now off of the clear from Sizz will put it back into the box, but with 1:19 left to go, time's starting to tick down here. They need to find a way to get it going because they got to score 2.
It's going to be difficult with Sizz with clears like that. Plays that into open field, nobody's there, able to get to the next touch as Rogue. Really good placement from Sizz to clear that out, as most of his team was actually out of position. They all needed boost, so able to kind of ground everything, get back into play.
Matt looking for Sizz, drops it back to Matt, takes the shot. Beautiful 1-2-1 play there to make it a 3-goal game, and Rogue's running away with game 2.
I talked about those pass plays from Rogue. This is exactly what I'm talking about. A play all the way downfield, immediately rocket it back to the player, pass it to him, a good give and go. Rogue looking back on form.
Yeah, what a pass there, and Matt to know it was coming too. Showing why this was the number 2 team in North America last year. Matt looks if he could possibly drop it, did not maintain any contact. It's looking like he was going to drop it back to Insolence, so we were going to get 2 plays in a row. They'll go for the back pass on Sizz upfield. Who's going to be airborne first? It's Aleutian, but he misses, and Sizz will punish. Aleutian, brilliant player here on the Emotion roster, but has been really struggling, especially anywhere other than the ground. We've seen him miss a lot in the air and definitely on the wall. Sizz will be able to punish that one.
Well, I want to give credit to Mana as well on that. He sees Sizz behind him, and for him to be okay with hitting that pass, like if that pass was anywhere off, you saw there was a player on Emotion ready to challenge. Gets it over, the cheat up. Like, there was so many things that could have went wrong there, but it works out. And then just to capitalize on the top of it, you saw, you know, that mistake on defense. Those subtle mistakes are really punishing this Emotion team.
Yeah, now down by 4 with 25 seconds left. Looks like game 2 will be going in Rogue's favor here, and it'll be on Emotion to make the comeback. You gotta win 3 in the best of 5, and they haven't won any yet, so they'll have to win 3 straight as Rogue is looking to take this series cleanly. You heard the desk predicting the 3-0 sweep. And right now we're on course for just that as Rogue is looking in form here in our first series of the North American RLCS League play.
Needs to touch ground. Somebody. Oh, are they going to go for another one?
Game's over, guys. I mean, if they want to take a shot, might as well. Now they'll let it touch there. Already got the 4-goal lead. Rogue running away with the game 2 there. And I think, for me, the issue with Emotion right now is the touches from Aleutian. He's been making the plays in net. You can see there are the 2 saves on the board, but when it comes to playing on the wall or playing in the air, he's really struggling. And I think what may be an adjustment for Emotion to make is move Aleutian into the 1 role. Allow him to dribble it on the ground, push it up, bait out a defender, win a 50-50, and then leave it for Seabass and Ty, who have been making the reactive touches better. Might be a better way for them to score.
Yeah, it's going to be a situation that these guys, you know, the guys at the desk mentioned, that this team is going to have to learn how to develop very, very quickly, because this caliber of team play coming out from the top-level teams in North America and Europe is just, it's worlds different from what these guys are probably used to. So for them to have that realization of, okay, our typical duo is Ty and Seabass. We need to change it up. All right, Illusion, you haven't been too good with these spider clears, something that the pros do make look so very easy every single touch. Bring him up and do exactly that. Lead the charge, get involved. And you saw that in the play-ins, where Illusion was making a lot of those crazy touches inside that set up the pass play and the duo capability, and then he became a last-ditch effort. So, yeah, they need to change something, and that might just be it.
If they're not making utilization of the passing plays, if they don't feel comfortable with that, and you have to kind of go with more of a reactive style, I think putting him in the 1 role might be better, especially because right now he's being left in the 3. He's left in the kind of the anchor rotation, and I don't think he's making necessarily the best decisions there. So give him somewhere where it's a significantly more clear role. Just dribble the ball straight out.
It could be also one of those things where he is lacking that confidence, and putting him in that 1 role will maybe build that. Like, just get a couple touches that are on point, build that confidence back, get involved. And you see a lot of players. We saw that a lot with Espion and Zane Jackie last season. where they just needed Espeon to get a couple touches in so he would feel confident, and then he would just play crazy the rest of the game.
Sizz coming off the wall, sends it towards Matt and Insel. We'll go for the double tuck, but Seabass sends it to the side, blocking the immediate goal from Insel. He's scored the first 2 games right off the bat. This time, we'll see them last at least past the first 30 seconds. And we'll see Ty now looking for Seabass on the wall, moving it out. Illusion and Ty, a bit of a double commit, but Illusion will back off, allow Ty to move up on the wall. Now Matt over to the side. Illusion comes in, puts it into the corner. See if he can get it past one more, and he doesn't make the touch on the ground, and it'll be Insel who's able to move it back out. Sizz there, 50-50, very much in Rogue's favor right now. Seabass now slowing this down. He's got 2 players in support in the mid. The 50-50 will drop back down in front, but Matt is there first, looking for Insel on the wall. Can he find Sizz in the midfield? Puts it a little bit past Ty. 2 players coming in again, Seabass and Ty up, but another touch, Ty falls on it and is able to keep a bit of pressure on just in time for them to be able to space it back out. This one going all the way down. It's going to be wide of the net off the pinch from Illusion. And there's Ty with another shot, finds his way around Matt, and that's Emotion with the lead.
There was an opportunity that presented itself just before that where there was 2 players that committed. Insel was headed back for boost, and because no one on this team of Rogue was able to they were all basically rotating back into the net. And because of that, even though there was a huge mistake from Emotion, they were able to then keep that ball midfield, re-engage, and then allow this pass play to happen. That own goal, unfortunate, but still, boomer of a shot coming out.
Being able to put that one through. This is the midfield. Ty's going to find the needle between him. Matt has to just reflexively jump up to block that one away. Excellent awareness by Ty to realize there was a shot opportunity. And with 3:22 left to go, Emotion has the lead right now in Game 3. Yet to win a game in the series. This is a good start for them. Insel was looking for Matt. Oh my goodness, it was Sizz in the middle, and just the defenders missing all over Ty game.
I don't know if it happened or not, but there was a mid-air bump. I don't know if that was on his own teammate. No, that was Insel being a bully. You see that come across?
Oh my goodness.
Insel, you're mean. That's not nice, man.
Able to put that one away. Just remove the goalies, get him out of the way. And it's a tie game now for Rogue.
It's actually better to bump the goalie than demo him in that situation. Like, what are you going to do? Other than fly up into the air and be completely out of position for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a good bump is much more effective than a demo. As you remove them from the play, you put them up high, they'll spend longer getting to the ground than they would respawning, and they don't get new, fresh boost, depending on where they're at. Sizz and Insel now moving down the field. Can Sizz finishes off? He doesn't even need it. It's already on target. Sizz 2 in a row now as Rogue takes the lead.
I don't know if you necessarily want to call this a team play, other than Sizz just swooping into action.
Over the top. Puts it in. Hellfire reigns here on Manfield. 2:50 left to go. Can Emotion bounce back? They've had a few leads in the series, but have not been able to hold on to any. And now, again, they are down. Insel, no, my goodness. Matt with the read. Off of this, look at this double tap in the air from Insel to pass to Matt.
Yeah, it was one of those situations, and you started to see a little bit last game. Rogue is starting to get comfortable. They're not afraid to make these challenges. And we talk about at the very beginning about, you know what, we're not worried about the consequences, and that comes down to trust. Like, my teammates behind me, no matter what happens, I'm fine. And you're starting to see that. The contests coming out from Rogue are so quick and very punishing.
No, Ty misses in the corner there. Insel pop it over the top, and can Matt drop this one underneath? He actually is going to just fake it out instead and let Sizz move it in the corner. But now Seabass and Illusion, as Insel had fallen all the way back. 50-50 game. It's up to Seabass here. Insel will win this one. He wins it off Ty as well. Illusion will have ball control now up in the 1 row. Can he make this work? He's got 2 players in support, but Matt will shut it down. And a bit of an overcommitment there by Seabass. He trusted really hard in Illusion, but it's going to go all the way down the length of the field from the touch from Insel.
I mean, a lot of it started as well when Illusion was up on that wall. He got bumped by one of the players from Rogue. It threw off his touch completely, and then it just didn't have the power that he was looking for to play that out into the midfield. So good defense coming out from Rogue in an unconventional sense of defense.
And now with a 3-goal lead just past halftime, this is quite the comeback that Emotion have in front of them if they want to get a win here in Game 3. Illusion slowing this down to look for Seabass. Insel and Matt bump each other, but Sizz takes the shot downfield and Ty. The way that there's 2 goalies, they bump each other, but they get enough of a clear to pass it and turn it into a transition and an immediate counterattack. Even when they're making mistakes, Rogue is making it work.
Well, I mean, for him to bump his teammate and the ball with it and then send him along with the ball, that's like a new meta of pass.
Yeah. Sizz looks for Matt. Matt finds the shot. Upper 94 goal lead again for Rogue.
Really well placed as well. Illusion played that back out in the midfield. Huge mistake from him playing that not only towards his own net, but also in the midfield. Easy pass for Sizz. Just Matt has to put the icing on top.
My goodness, this Sizz to Matt passes. You can tell these guys have been playing together for so long. We talk about them as like the oldest doubles duo in existence right now, at least for North America. And you put Insel in there as well, rounding out the roster. The two of them can find each other so often. And Illusion trying to clear this one away. Oh, great read off the wall there by Illusion. And out in the backfield right now, if Ty can move it down the field quickly enough. Looks for the bump on Matt. Matt misses. Seabass takes a shot, but Sizz has the block. Can Illusion finish this? No, Matt will carry it away. And now with Insel in support, they're going to try and get the dribble plays, get the demolition onto Ty. It's just wide, but still, just got to be hurting right now for Emotion as they are struggling so much. Even when they get things going in their favor, they can't make the goals happen.
I mean, a lot of this pressure in this contest that they're making is good. The issue is they're giving it their all, and they're sending everybody, and that's what applies that pressure. But unless they can sustain it, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a long clear, and then they're going to get punished for it every single time. They need to find a way to keep those rotations where someone is able to be back, like Ty was there, to play it up high or something, because usually when they do apply those couple shots, it's over almost immediately.
Now 40 seconds remaining, down by 4. It's looking more and more like Rogue gonna get the sweep the desk predicted. Emotion in their RLCS League play debut has signs of hope. Had to lead at different points within the series, but never at the end of the game when it mattered the most. In games 2 and 3, losing by a margin of at least 4 here. They could possibly cut that down if they were able to get it down the field, but the win is basically all but gone at this point for Emotion as Rogue in the debut #1 match here of week #1 gonna get the sweep over Emotion.
Rogue, this does answer a lot of questions for me as well, even though in their circumstance, you know, I don't consider Emotion going to be their big challenge of the day. But it does show, like, the passes are there, they're able to make the touches, they're playing how they want to play. And that's the first step, obviously, for these guys. They need to come out strong and show we are at a different level. We are the #2 seed coming in for a reason.
Good to see Insolence has been getting involved in the pass plays as well. They're going for the fake kickoff. They want the Brazil here. Insolence is on the side. Looking for Matt downfield. Can they finish this off? No, it'll go out and into the midfield. I don't believe Sizz is going to be able to carry this one. Nope, it'll touch. And Rogue will get the win. 3 games cleanly here as we finish off the first match of league play. And it was good to see Insel getting involved in the pass plays as well. Finding Matt a few different times, setting up Matt. He gets the hat trick here off of 3 shots. 100% shooting percentage there in game 3 for Matt.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, you look at the scoreline, 14-4 in the series in favor of this Rogue squad, and it was pretty close. I mean, we saw game 1, Emotion came out a little bit more aggressive, and it also could have been Rogue was just kind of feeling it. Like they're like, okay, what are we gonna see from this team?
Yeah.
Played a little bit more passive, but as soon as they started to get those goals going, they did not stop.
Yeah, and it felt like their Emotion getting 5 shots to the 8 from Rogue. Last game was 13-3, I believe. Generally, Rogue having more ball control and being able to get more offensive pressure there. Emotion making it work. You know, I liked how efficient they were able to be on the few offensive times they had, but when they did not score on a siege, it felt like ever. They only scored on counterattacks or on the solo plays. Love that Seabass dribble in game #1. So fantastic play, but they're going to have to find more of that if they want to be able to get some wins moving forward with league play. But that'll do it for match #1 here. Let's send it back to Axel Toss and the boys.
Thanks, guys. Really nice start to league play from Rogue. Of course, they didn't play last week. We didn't get to see them. We saw them a little bit over the offseason, but it's nice to see them fully in form and playing really well there with a 3-0 sweep there over Emotion. I'm Axel Toss back here on the desk. Gibbs, James Bott, let's go ahead and take a look at the mobile one, a high-performance replay from that one. But, guys, Rogue with a very convincing 3-0 to start off league play.
Plus a very important 3-0 with tiebreakers now going to game win percentage. But that game 1, Emotion had a chance to take this game, but 2 very easy wall passes that they just didn't defend at all led to them losing game 1.
And talk about a debut for Insolences. A lot of people may be questioning that decision to add Insolences into the roster, but he proved that that was a good choice right here. Really, I thought all of Rogue was playing quite well, and I'm happy that Matt is on my fantasy team.
Yeah, but to be fair, just wide open areas on the field for Rogue. They could just have a field day with passing, and they made it work. And all their passes are in the air. It's really hard to defend those shots while you're sitting on the goal line. And that's what Emotion was doing. They would retreat back to the goal line, but not defend the pass. Just wide open field for Rogue to do what they want. And when you have Insolences and Matt, who are 2 of the best finishers in the game, it's going to be really tough to defend that.
And even Sizz, I thought he was playing well. He had a couple mistakes on defense that I noticed. But overall, like, you see that passing play, that was nasty. The full field passing play where Matt hit it to Sizz, who was on the corner wall, and he passed that right back out to Matt. There was really everyone on Rogue, I thought, played very well. But like you said, nothing on the offensive side of the ball, some questionable defense by Emotion. You got to start to wonder, is this going to be another STD, X type situation where they don't?
Gotta add that X.
Yeah, gotta add the X. But will they get a win this season?
It's a good question, and new teams coming into league play, how are they going to fare? It's only week 1, but I want to focus on Rogue again real quick here. We didn't see them last week, but we just saw how dominant they were in that series, from just ball control to awareness to all the awesome team plays we were seeing. And we've discussed different tiers in the past of like, okay, where are Envious and Flipside compared to the rest? Where are NRG and Rogue compared to the rest? Where do we kind of see that playing out right now in league play? As far as Rogue, are they a tier above Emotion here? And what's the clear separation? What makes them that good?
So I think Rogue is one of those teams, probably fighting for a 3 to 6 spot. They could hop up to top 2 because they've been there before, and they have a very favorable schedule today because they got to play Emotion, get that confidence, and then they get to play Cloud9, who hasn't played yet. So that could be an upset potential. But Rogue is just way faster. Just way faster than Emotion. Like, Emotion is one of those teams that coming in, they're not used to this high level of play, so they're running out of boost a lot all the time, basically. And then they have to send everyone up for a chance. But their third man on Emotion, I feel like their third man, whoever it is, was doing a very poor job of trying to figure out where the passes are coming. And that's going to happen with a lot of these pro teams because they're all extremely good at passing.
Yeah, and when you're left on defense like that, you see a lot of the double commits like we saw in this series. But they still have a lot of time. They can bounce back. Yeah. You just have to get top 6 to retain your spot. So their season, is just getting started. They have a lot of time to improve. But Rogue, on the other hand, I'm still just going to reserve my judgment. I think Emotion was is the team that snuck in, and no one really knows how well they're going to fare. So for Rogue, I still have questions about them, and I'm going to wait to get the answers.
And a lot of these questions are going to be answered today. Both Emotion and Rogue are playing a little bit later. Rogue's in match 3. Emotion's in the 4th match. So Rogue is in the 3rd match today. Emotion is in the 4th match. So stay tuned for that. Emotion has to figure something out to bring it back when they play a little bit later. But we're going to keep going with the matches here. We're going to take a short break from the Rocket League Championship Series. Coming up next, it's NRG versus Renegades. We finally get to see NRG again after they've had a bit of a break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.